Oh man.
Oh.
Hey. Oh.
Tonight, we look at 6 disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Real moments, real danger. Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying footage like this. Let's begin. Imagine a misty, windswept day, August 10th, 2024. What began as a typical outing would soon take a disturbing turn. The story follows Grizzly Gaz, a YouTuber known for venturing into remote forests and wild camping spots. He often explores eerie woodlands, always accompanied by his dog, Fendi. Skeptical by nature and calm under pressure, Gaz rarely shies away from a challenge. But on this night, he would face something unlike anything before. At first, the trip appears normal. He finds a quiet place to set up camp as the sun begins to fade behind the trees. The evening sets in peacefully, but that sense of calm would not last.
Hear that? Something's squeaking about outside. Right, I think I'm just going to chill out for a bit now. And we'll see you in the morning.
Once night falls, Gaz relaxes in his tent, expecting a typical night in the woods. Then he hears it. A high-pitched voice echoing faintly through the forest. He dismisses it at first, even jokes to himself. Perhaps it was just his imagination. But the sounds continue, growing louder.
I'm just chilling out, watching a movie that I'd downloaded. Felt sure I could hear bells. It's not Christmas, is it? Santa's not coming. I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Bells. Not festive, but chilling, ringing in the darkness. For over 15 minutes, Gaz sits frozen in his tent, listening. Eventually, the noises draw closer. Unable to ignore them, he grabs a flashlight and steps outside. In the blackened woods, he searches.
Why would there be sounds of bells in the woods? Yeah, look there. I know this place is like a little den. What else can in here? Oh, come on. Is that what you call a pentagram?
The forest is too quiet, too still. And then, he spots them. Bells, dangling from a tree, swaying unnaturally. They hadn't been there before sunset. Someone or something had placed them there after dark. As he makes his way back to camp, a new threat emerges.
So then, look, eye shine right up there. Can you see it? That's them trees. I don't know if you'll be able to see it with this. Hold on. Yeah, it's moving. Where's That's my phone. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's there, look. You see it? See that eye shine there? Look, it's gone now. I need to figure out what that is, because there shouldn't be anything in here, really.
Eyes, shining from within the trees, watching, tracking. Whatever it is, it moves fast. Could it be a deer? A fox? A cat? Each time he tries to zoom in, it disappears.
Oh, there, look. There it is. Can you see it? It would do one, wouldn't it, when I put my zoom on? Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty, kitty. There, look. Why do you keep buggering off every time I zoom in? There's two of them. Whatever they are.
Sometimes he sees one pair of eyes, then two. He continues to follow the movement, confused and unsettled. Eventually, more sets of eyes appear, surrounding the area. That's when Gaz knows it's time to retreat.
Now I've got to try and find my way back down to the tent. Hey dear. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning.
He heads back to his tent, choosing safety over confrontation, as the glowing eyes remain hidden among the trees. The long night drags on. Wind, rain, and an overwhelming feeling of being watched keep him awake. Finally, at dawn, sunlight cuts through the foliage. The terror of the night begins to lift. He packs his gear, leaving behind the forest, but not the questions that now haunt him. Some viewers speculate the bells were a prank by locals. Others suggest the eyes belong to wildlife, though the synchronized movement and timing seem strange. And the bells themselves, why place them in the woods at night? Was Gaz truly alone out there? Or did something, or someone, want to be seen, but not understood? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue.
Joe and Elliot, creators from the popular YouTube channel Ghost Theory, set off on a bold overnight mission. Their destination is Brookwood Cemetery in Surrey, England. With over 250,000 graves, it holds the title of the largest burial ground in the United Kingdom. It's a location steeped in ghost stories. Many have reported sightings of strange fog and have claimed to hear disturbing cries from unseen women and infants.
On the night of June 26, 2024, Joe and Elliot enter the cemetery, hoping to document something out of the ordinary. They make their way through a dense forest trail, arriving just as daylight fades. The cemetery quickly takes on an ominous atmosphere. They begin looking for a place to camp, staying close to the tombstones and carefully navigating the dark with flashlights. The deeper they go, the heavier the air becomes. Eventually, they settle on a site, though they choose not to fully unpack, uncertain if they'll even sleep. Unusual sounds begin to echo from all directions, creating a growing sense of unease.
It is horrific. Well, we're actually in here now. We're just trying to find somewhere to camp. Near some tombs, maybe.
Yeah, we kind of want to... Obviously, we need to use lights somewhat to see where the hell we're going to get somewhere to camp. Yeah. Sort of somewhat set up our campsite. I mean, we're not going to bother with laying anything out until it actually comes to wanting to sleep, if we even bother, because
we have a device that we've put down near this cross here. It's a bell. If you touch it, it will just make a normal bell sound.
This device just on here. Can you copy what I just did? You might not actually have to press the button. It might go off by just going near it at the same time. I'm actually amazed at how quiet it really is. Well, I couldn't have timed that any better. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was perfect timing. That was almost sarcastic.
Despite their discomfort, the two proceed with the investigation. They place a simple device, a bell designed to chime if anything passes near it, by an old cross. Almost immediately, strange activity begins. The bell rings.
If that was you, can you please set that bell off again? Can you do it after I ask?
Oh man.
Oh. That was perfect timing.
That makes me jump. Thank you so much though. That's really amazing.
Are you okay? Can you set the bell off for yes? Are you okay where you are?
Yes.
Thank you.
Who are you? John Stevens. Died in April 1923. I can't see how old they were. Died 101 years ago.
Wow.
Isn't it? 2024 now, 1923.
Yeah.
I just try and... Wow, I actually...
Then it rings again. The timing is uncanny. Each chime appears to follow their attempts to communicate. Soon they discover a nearby grave marked with the name John Stevens, a man who died in April 1923, 101 years ago. As the bell continues to respond, they attempt to confirm whether the presence is at peace. The signals suggest a conscious reply. These repeated responsive interactions become more intense, pushing the investigators to the edge of their nerves. Eventually, they retreat to their tent in search of calm.
Is that what I thought that was? What? The gate. Yeah. Can you see that?
I don't know. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off.
What?
It's open.
You're having me on?
No, I'm not. I swear I'm not.
Are you taking the piss?
No, I'm not.
You promised me.
I'm not taking the piss. I'm not taking the piss. I was in the tent with you.
Well, I know. Did you not open that before?
No. We did go in there, but...
But the cemetery doesn't rest. More sounds pierce the night. The tension builds until a loud metallic bang cuts through the silence. They exit the tent and find something shocking. The cemetery gate, which had been shut, now stands wide open. There is no one else around. They are certain neither of them opened it. Confusion and fear begin to spiral. They argue over the event, each assuring the other they weren't responsible. The gate remains open. Whatever did this, if anything at all, left no sign of its presence. With no rational explanation, they attempt to rest once more. But the surrounding atmosphere refuses to let them sleep. As dawn approaches and the cemetery prepares to reopen for daytime visitors, Joe and Elliot decide to leave the grounds, haunted not just by what happened, but by the nagging sense that something still lingers, unanswered. Some believe the bell's ringing could have been triggered by environmental factors like wind or insects, but others argue the responses were too timely, too specific to dismiss so easily. And the open gate? If not them, then who? Was this merely a series of eerie coincidences, or did Joe and Elliot actually make contact with something? That answered. Carl, the creator behind the YouTube channel Chattaw Logs, embarks on a solo camping journey. This time, he ventures deep into the remote Canadian backcountry. It's an early April night, cold and damp. The trip begins without issue. He sets up camp and prepares for the evening. But as night descends and rain begins to fall, a different energy settles over the area. Around midnight, Carl begins to pick up faint, strange noises outside his tent. Pushing past his fear, he musters up the courage to step outside. Initially, he hopes it's nothing, maybe just the wind or a small animal, but the noises persist, and they're all too real. From the darkness of the forest, an unsettling sound carries through the trees. Carl hears a low humming, soft at first but growing louder. He shines his flashlight into the woods but sees nothing. His heart pounds as the humming continues, unnatural and eerie. Who would be out here, in a downpour, in the middle of the night? The possibilities race through his mind. Could it be another camper? Or something far more unexplainable? Eventually, he retreats back into his tent, hoping the sound will fade. After some time, it does. But the tension never truly leaves. Carl stays alert for the rest of the night, unable to shake the fear. It's moments like these that remind us how vulnerable we truly are, especially when surrounded by the unknown. Some viewers believe the humming could have come from a nearby hiker caught in the rain, though that seems unlikely given the weather and remote location. Others suggest it may have been wildlife mimicking human-like sounds, while a few propose a more chilling theory, that Carl encountered something supernatural, something that didn't want to be seen. Was Carl simply spooked by the isolation and darkness, or did something deliberately let itself be heard? And if so, what would have happened had he followed the sound? Some stories are best left unexplored, yet it's the unknown that draws us in. In this chilling entry, we follow Baird, a YouTuber recognized for his wilderness explorations. On August 16, 2024, Chris and his friend Jazz ventured deep into one of America's most haunted forests. After a long drive down isolated dirt paths, they reach their remote camping spot just before nightfall. The mood is serene at first. They fish, explore, and enjoy the calm surroundings, completely unaware that this peace would not last. As dusk fades into darkness, they return to their van. That's when things begin to shift. Strange sounds surround their campsite. Uncertainty builds, but instead of fleeing, they decide to stay. Setting up a trail camera outside the van, they settle in for the night. Not long after, something, or someone, appears to tamper with the vehicle. Chris stirs from sleep, but still drowsy, dismisses the noise. But the camera outside has shifted. Something had been moving around them, watching.
fuck? I just hit my head. Oh, fuck. Jazz? What the fuck was that? Jeez.
Soon, loud knocks strike the van. This time, Chris wakes fully, shaken and confused. Out here, miles from civilization. Who else could be around?
There's really nobody. What the fuck is that?
He wakes Jazz, and they investigate. The woods are silent again, as if nothing happened. Still disturbed, they return to the van.
Chris! That's a fucking gunshot!
Dude, yo, get the fuck out of here. We gotta go. What the fuck, dude?
Yo!
What the fuck is that? Fucking gunshot?
That was a fucking gunshot!
Oh, pack your shit.
Bro, that was close! Chris, that was fucking close!
Push it away. We need to fucking go right now.
Yeah, now!
Right now. Oh, sorry.
Holy shit, holy shit.
But the silence is shattered once more. A single gunshot rips through the air, close and unmistakable. Panic sets in. They scramble to grab their things. No more time for theories. They need to escape. They drive off into the night. The forest now completely still behind them. They had no answers, only fear, and the haunting feeling that they were being targeted. Some viewers suspect it was a prank or an illegal hunter trying to scare them off. Others believe it may have been something more sinister, possibly territorial locals or someone watching them the whole day. The gunshot wasn't random, it was too close. Who was out there in the dark woods with them? And more importantly, were they ever meant to leave alive? In this chilling encounter, we follow Joe as he ventures deep into Gila National Forest, New Mexico, a vast wilderness known for its isolation and rugged beauty. It's February 12, 2019. Joe is hiking alone through a narrow canyon, surrounded by towering trees and silence so complete it's almost unnatural. The atmosphere is still, too still. Then, out of nowhere, the quiet is shattered. Several loud bangs erupt in the distance, startling Joe. He immediately pulls out his phone to begin recording. Moments later, an even more disturbing sound rings out, high-pitched, blood-curdling screams echoing through the forest. The kind that stops you in your tracks. Joe frantically scans the tree line, searching for the source. But the wilderness remains empty, still, watching. After a few tense minutes, the noise abruptly stops. Shaken but determined, Joe continues his hike, with a growing sense that something might be following, just out of sight. Eventually he makes it out safely, but the experience leaves him deeply unsettled. Later, he uploads the footage to his channel, Crooked 16th. And that's when the real mystery begins. Online, the video quickly gains attention. Many speculate the screams could be linked to the legend of the Skinwalker, a creature rooted in Navajo folklore, said to mimic human voices to lure prey. Others argue it may have been a mountain lion, or even something staged. But no one can deny the scream was eerily unnatural. Was it an animal, a hoax, or something more sinister hiding in the wilderness? Whatever the answer, one thing's certain. Joe wasn't as alone as he thought. Ready for what's next? The next story is even more disturbing. Don't look away. In this video, we follow Jasco, a well-known content creator who specializes in exploring ominous remote locations. On this night, he's delving into a forest shrouded in chilling legends and whispers of dark rituals. Accompanying him is his close friend, Benjamin. Rain falls steadily as the two pitch their tent in the heart of the woods. To set the tone, Jasco reads a letter from a viewer who once camped here, their account full of unsettling details. The atmosphere grows heavier by the minute, and soon, bizarre occurrences begin to disrupt their peace.
We were laughing nervously, but it felt as if something or someone was watching us the entire time. 9 p.m. As it got dark, so I'm assuming this was probably like summertime, because it gets dark around 9 o'clock in the summertime. So
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. So as it got dark, we decided to look for this graveyard that people spoke about. Throughout our walk, we would notice strange... What the f*** was that? What the f*** was that? That was really weird. I don't... Wait, no, literally listen, man. Something's approaching us right now.
We had the machete?
In the car.
Do you have the light that's a knife?
In the car.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I did, bro.
You heard it again?
It sounds like... First off, what I heard, it sounded like a man's voice. And... Okay, story time can wait right now.
Something out there, dude.
Something or someone's out there. Bro, please tell me you hear that.
I hear that, so what is it?
Bro, I'm actually scared right now. Like, this is actually horrifying.
Yeah.
You guys might not be able to hear what we're hearing right now. At first I heard a man's voice. Then I heard what sounded like almost like sobbing. Bro, it's... Okay, let me grab the camera for a sec. Look at this. It is so misty out here. I mean, you guys probably can't even see much. You see anything? Oh, dude, I don't like this. In the slightest. Oh, well, I guess we finish the story and we go out there because we gotta make sure that we're safe. If we're gonna stay here the whole night, we gotta make sure we're safe.
Okay.
You know, if we're not safe, we're gonna leave. And I wanna let you guys know that. Please don't get upset or anything, but like, safety is #1 priority. If we're in an unsafe environment, we're out.
Yeah.
It all begins with distant noises echoing through the trees. They hear what sounds like movement, footsteps circling their tent. At first, they try to remain calm and rational, but their composure quickly unravels.
Most of the group went to bed in their tents. My brother and I remained by the campfire. We heard sounds of branches breaking behind us, so we looked quickly, and now we both saw, for a split second, what looked like the figure of a woman. It disappeared as quickly as it appeared. This was when the realization started trickling in that we may have been pushing our luck.
We never do that, though, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, we never push our luck, absolutely. Like, we definitely didn't just hear something walking around our tent, staying here, continuing talking about a damn story. Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you a second ago. I felt something like thud in the ground again.
You felt something?
Yes. Will you hear that?
What the fuck is that? Hold on. What the fuck is that?
It was like a
I hear
a shout or something.
Yeah, 100%. Like a man's voice, again. Okay. Yo, pull your left. 3, 2, 1. Hello? Who's there?
Sudden thuds shake the ground. A strange voice cuts through the darkness. Something, or someone, is out there. As the fear intensifies, they clutch their gear and debate leaving, but decide to wait it out. When they hear what sounds like sobbing, they know they aren't just being paranoid. Visibility is low. A thick mist covers everything. They scan the woods with their camera but see no one.
This dirt path, seasonal road, it was really, really horrible, horrible road. Holes everywhere in the path and everything, but there was this one part. I have my high beams on, it's foggy, barely see anything, and way, way, way down, I seen this tall, shadowy figure, I don't know what it was, go from right to left, and it was in such like a quick second that I didn't even react. I kind of just kept driving, but my eyes shot wide and my jaw dropped. And
The fuck was that?
I swear to God, on everything I loved, the tent just went. We literally seen it ripple, almost as if like, bro, my heart right now. Bro, what the f was that?
I'm gonna try to assume
It was just rain?
that was just rain.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down for that.
Their anxiety builds until something brushes against the tent. Then again, a zipper begins to move. It's no longer just eerie. It's aggressive.
What? Somebody just hit the fucking tent. Who's there? Who's there? Ben, something just hit the tent. You didn't hear that?
You scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Later, as they try to rest, a noise startles them awake. Someone is standing right outside the tent, breathing, clearing their throat. Jasco whispers into the camera, confirming what they both fear. Someone is circling them.
It's so foggy out here. I don't even know if you can see this on camera. Hello? Whoa. What the f is that? Who's there?
Hey.
Fuck. What the f? Jazz! What? Ben? Jazz! What? Come here! Someone at the tent! I'm coming. What's wrong?
Yo, there's someone at the...
What?
There was someone at the tent. There's someone at the tent.
Here?
Yes. Hey, someone like grabbed the zipper.
Bro, what?
Someone grabbed the zipper to the tent.
Hold on, I thought I just saw... Who's over there?
I would get inside. Jazz,
What?
I would get inside.
Okay. Can you open it? Okay. Something in that direction, bro, I'm telling you. Something or someone. What did you hear?
I don't know, like someone was grabbing the zipper of the door right there. And now...
Bro, when I was down there, I went down the hill a little bit, down the trail, and I swear to God, I thought I heard...
When they finally muster the courage to step out, Jasco finds the woods still and silent, until Benjamin yells, someone had been tampering with the tent again. That's when they make their decision. They abandon camp and flee into the night, terrified.
Noticed that it was completely destroyed. Not only was it destroyed, but our tent had holes in it, as if someone was cutting or gashing holes into the tent for whatever reason. And all in all, it was just a very, very unsettling feeling.
2 days later, Jasco returns for the tent. What he finds is unsettling. Slashed fabric, gashes throughout, as if someone had deliberately destroyed it. What they encountered remains a mystery. Could it have been a deranged individual stalking them? Or were they targeted by someone familiar with the forest's dark reputation, using its legends to terrorize intruders? The destruction of the tent suggests intentional malice, not just mischief. Was it a prank, a warning, or something far more dangerous? And if they had stayed just a few minutes longer, what might have happened? Let us know what you think in the
Oh shit!
Tonight, we look at 6 disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Real moments, real danger. Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying footage like this. Let's begin. This chilling footage was recorded by a creator you may already know, Franco, the face behind the long-running YouTube channel Franco TV. For almost 7 years, he's captivated his audience with fearless explorations into the unknown. From haunted cemeteries to abandoned asylums and shadowy woods, Franco seeks out the places most would avoid. But on January 29, 2025, his journey took him to a place far more unsettling. Deep within the wilderness of Argentina, on a deceptively calm evening, he ventured into an area rumored to be cursed. Local folklore speaks of shape-shifting creatures, skinwalkers, that prowl these lands, and some believe disturbing rituals are the only way to keep them at bay. What was supposed to be a solo camping trip quickly turned into something else entirely.
Is that amazing or what? Look at that. It looks like 1,000 pictures being taken. And of course the beautiful stars. And yes, I have been searching for UFOs. I haven't seen anything yet. So I've made it out towards the forest line area. Right over here, and I did find something interesting. It was a pathway inside to the forest area.
Franco begins his stream as the sun sets, standing on a remote dirt road near a forest known as Skinwalker Valley. Pointing into the dark tree line, he describes the location as the most haunted area in the region.
Oh, this is creepy. I hope I'm able to find my way out.
He notices a path leading into the woods and begins his descent, flashlight in hand. The forest is oppressive. Every step feels heavier.
I'm trying to see if I can hear anything move. I'm not hearing anything. I can't see anything. It's completely black for me. Oh my god. Freaking birds. See it? What the f is that? There it is again. I'm gonna dim down my IR. Bring it up just a bit. See it?
Eerie noises follow him. Footsteps, rustling. At one point, 2 glowing eyes appear from the darkness, watching him silently. Franco tries to rationalize. Maybe it's a coyote, maybe something else.
It's bird feathers. What the hell was that? I'm literally going through this with just a blade. Nothing else. Oh, I just heard something. This is absolutely horrifying. This is so stupid. I really don't want to be here right now. I just don't like the forest because anything could be hiding in here. And I'm worried more about animals than anything.
But as he presses on, the forest seems to react. He stumbles upon an abandoned building hidden in overgrowth.
What the fuck was that? If I see someone, I'm out. I don't mess around when it comes to people. I'm gonna check the sides in case somebody's hiding on the side. What the hell is that? What the fuck was that? That shit. Oh, I don't know where the fuck it's coming from. I hear something faint in the distance. I don't know if you guys could hear it. This thing, so that way you guys could hear better. I did hear what just sounded like screaming coming from the outside. May or may not be the reason why I'm hiding inside this place right now.
Inside, he hears distant screams. With only a blade for protection, Franco explores cautiously.
There seems to be a lot more trails going through here. I can't really tell what direction that sound was coming from. Oh my god. Got things all over me. I just heard a man. What the fuck was that? Listen. Fucking shit. What the fuck was that? This? I have my knife out because if it is an animal that comes running out, I'd rather kill it than it bite me and I get rabies. Holy shit. It's not my fault. This place is just disgusting at night. They warned me about it too. It's like, be careful because that area is people get hurt out there from running. That's why I'm trying my best not to run. Cannot find this mansion to save my life. Oh. I 100% just saw a pair of eyes again. Right over there in front of me. What the fuck am I hearing? I did see...
His flashlight catches more glowing eyes. Then, deliberate footsteps. Someone, or something, is getting closer. He bolts, running through the pitch-black woods until he reaches safety.
Alright, I'm gonna go for a break. So I'm even paranoid to turn my back towards the forest because I heard what sounded like heavy footsteps. I did see what looked like eyes staring at me from further deep inside coming towards the house, and then they were just gone. See, I'm literally just hearing what sounds like movement. What the fuck was that? I'm gonna switch to my other camera, my Psionics. Listen. Listen. I don't know what that is. Listen. It sounds like it's coming from here. Oh shit. Something moved in the bushes to get into from the forest somehow. What the fuck is that? Oh shit.
But the night isn't over. Franco retreats to his car, drives deeper into the woods, and tries setting up camp elsewhere. But again, he hears voices, conversations, footsteps outside his car.
And I just heard something right over here. I could still hear what sounds like talking coming from the forest. What the is that? I'm hearing it from over there. I'm about to do like another thermal sweep. I want to check in front of the car to see if there's anything to worry about, but nothing.
At 4 a.m., more eyes, closer this time. He flees the area for good, shaken and breathless. The forest, and whatever inhabits it, never lets him feel alone. Franco's encounter raises a disturbing possibility. Were the glowing eyes part of an animal encounter, or something far stranger? The recurring voices, the footsteps, and the feeling of being watched, all echo common traits found in folklore accounts of skinwalkers. And if these tales hold any truth, then rituals involving animal sacrifice may not just be old myths, but warnings. What do you think Franco encountered that night? Was it an elaborate trick of the mind? Or did something ancient and predatory follow him through the trees? Let us know in the comments below. And whatever you do, never camp alone in a place the locals refuse to enter. Next, check out this terrifying solo encounter that left a seasoned hiker questioning reality. Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. Meet Sarah, an avid outdoor adventurer who lives life on the road, traveling the country in her Jeep Wrangler with her loyal dog always beside her. Through her YouTube channel, Wandering Jeepsy, she documents her breathtaking travels, offering viewers a glimpse into the raw beauty and unpredictability of van life. On November 25, 2024, she ventured into the remote wilderness of southern Utah in search of a peaceful night under the stars. But what began as another serene solo campout quickly spiraled into something far more disturbing. After hours of driving, Sarah discovered a secluded and seemingly perfect spot to camp. Like she always does, she took a walk through the area before settling in, scanning for signs of wildlife, or worse, other people.
I like to walk around when I get to my place that I'm setting up camp at and just scope the area out. Make sure there's no crazy people hiding in the bushes or behind the rocks or wild animals. But I think we're good in this area.
She checked the ground for animal tracks or droppings, confirmed the area was quiet, and then began to set up her camp.
Hi, little one. Hi. Let's put this right here. Yes.
As dusk fell, she brewed tea and relaxed with her dog by her side, enjoying the silence of the wilderness. But soon that silence was broken. A vehicle appeared at the end of the dirt road. Unexpected, out of place. It didn't drive past. Instead, it idled, then crept forward in a strange pattern. Sarah's instincts flared. Quietly, she placed her phone on the dashboard and began recording. The vehicle lingered. Minutes passed. The driver didn't exit. Instead, the car slowly rolled by, and that's when she saw him. A man in a face mask, staring directly at her through the open window. His gaze was locked, emotionless, unmoving. Later, while reviewing the footage, Sarah noticed how unsettling that moment truly was. There were no gestures, no words, just a cold, fixed stare. That was enough. She packed up quickly, adrenaline pumping, refusing to take any chances. Within minutes, she was back on the road, shaken but unharmed. Could it have been an innocent traveler lost in the woods? Or did the man already know Sarah was camping there, watching from a distance before making his move? The timing, the silent stare, and the refusal to leave all point towards something more sinister. What would you have done in Sarah's place? Was it a close call with something dangerous? Or just coincidence? Let us know in the comments, and if you camp alone, always trust your instincts. Meet Bear, an adventurer whose deep connection with the wild takes him to places few would dare explore. Through his channel, Exploring with Bear, he shares every moment of his rugged solo expeditions, often venturing into forests steeped in mystery. On January 2nd, 2025, he set out into the freezing wilderness, a location whispered about in his comment section. Some viewers claim to have seen signs of Bigfoot there. Curious and undeterred by the cold, Bear made his way to a remote campsite. But what began as a typical solo campout would soon spiral into something much more unsettling. Bear arrived just before nightfall and quickly got a fire going. The fading light painted the trees in shadow as temperatures dropped.
Oh, it's cold. All right, so we'll let that sit there for a bit.
Sensing the forest's stillness, Bear set up a camera near his tent and placed a single apple in view, a small gesture meant to attract anything unusual. He then hiked into the woods with his flashlight, scanning the trees.
That sounded like a gate or something, like a metal gate, but there is no metal gate back here that I know of. Oh, I got the shivers. I got the shivers.
That's when he heard it, the sharp clang of metal. A gate? There shouldn't be any gate this deep in the woods. Then came a deep knock, and another. Back at camp, Bear's unattended camera picked up something else. A low, guttural growl echoing in the cold air. Bear, unaware of the sound, kept exploring.
It goes down. Look at all the leaves messed up there. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's scaring me. That's scaring me.
That's when he discovered massive footprints, far too large to belong to any human. The trail led him toward a frozen lake, with more tracks scattered across the snow. Fighting cold and fear, Bear followed the trail until instinct told him to stop.
Man, my hands feel like they're gonna freaking fall off. Oh, this is slippery. Oh, man. There's more tracks. There's more tracks. I really don't want to track them no more. I don't want to know. Whatever it is, it can't be good. I've never had anything good happen.
He turned back. Back at camp, the apple remained untouched.
Apple's still there. Bigfoot, my boy, did not come get the apple yet. That's alright. That's alright. We'll leave it sit here all night though. Alright, we gotta get back to the truck. I'm freaking scared. I'm freezing. Okay.
But Bear's nerves were worn thin. He eventually retreated to his truck for warmth, set another camera to roll, and crawled into his sleeping bag. The forest quieted. But sometime in the night, a loud thud struck the truck. Bear slept through it. In the morning, all seemed normal. Birds chirped. Sunlight pierced the trees. He packed up and left, unaware of what the camera had recorded. The eerie growl, the gate-like clanging, and the massive footprints all seemed to point to something beyond the usual wildlife. Could Bear have wandered into Bigfoot territory, or was something else lurking in the darkness? Something that didn't want him there. Meet Luke, a seasoned wilderness enthusiast who thrives on hiking, backpacking, and remote truck camping. Through his channel, The Outdoor Gear Review, Luke shares unfiltered moments from life off-grid, embracing both the serenity and challenges of the outdoors. On August 2nd, 2021, he ventured into the quiet backcountry of Virginia, seeking solitude and a break from modern distractions. But what began as a tranquil escape would take an unsettling turn no one could have predicted. After scouting the area, Luke found the ideal location to park his truck for the night. He set up camp with care, bug mesh in place, bedding ready, lights and fan positioned. Everything arranged for a peaceful evening.
We have the bug mesh set up to keep all the black flies out. I have a table set up. I have my sleeping pad inflated. I have my bedding and all that ready to go. I have the lights. I have my fan.
As storm clouds began gathering in the distance, he took a short hike to enjoy the last moments of daylight.
So, as far as the weather goes, it's changing rapidly. We have thunder back here. We have some building dark clouds over here. Okay. Now there's thunder over here. We have this super big dark monster forming over here. Tell you what, we may not hike very far for the simple fact that if it started pouring, I don't know if we'd get back in time. I'm not sure if we would even see the rain unless it was on top of us. But it is beautiful, everyone. Pretty close to my campsite. Whoa. Check this out. The sky is bizarre looking. What is that? Hopefully that's showing up on camera.
Thunder echoed in the background, and the sky took on strange colors. Sensing rain approaching, Luke returned to his truck.
So you can see there, maybe, I've begun rounding the edge there. I'm going to round all the way around this thing. That's nicely put, isn't it? I'm going to round all the way around this thing. That's funny. Yeah, folks, as far as the afternoon goes, nice, smooth, pleasant. It's been nice and quiet. It's been storming all day, all around us, but yet...
He brewed coffee, carved a small sculpture, and began preparing dinner, a thick bacon cheeseburger sizzling over his camp stove. But just as he began eating, something unexpected shattered the silence.
Absolutely bizarre.
A bizarre, echoing laugh pierced through the trees, followed by strange, slurred voices. A woman's voice stood out, loud and erratic. From the sound of it, she wasn't alone. Luke froze. He couldn't see them, but their behavior suggested they were intoxicated, possibly on drugs. He stayed low, hoping they'd pass without noticing.
Came down, turned around, went back out. From the moment I heard that vehicle, I mean, I could still hear her. She's laughing hysterically, but not a normal laugh. Anytime that you go to remote areas, you will find people like that.
Minutes passed like hours. Eventually, the voices faded. Luke, still shaken, finished his meal and debated whether to stay. In the end, he decided to remain for the night. But the unease lingered. As he lay in his sleeping setup, the forest quieted, but sleep was elusive. Only when morning came did he finally breathe easy. The strangers never returned, but the experience left Luke rattled. It's unclear who those people were or what they were doing deep in the woods. Some believe they may have stumbled into Luke's camp by accident. Others wonder if their appearance was more deliberate. The way they lingered, the manic laughter, the timing. What do you think would have happened if Luke had made noise or responded to them? Let us know in the comments. And remember, in the wilderness, the danger isn't always what you expect. Meet Sergey, a Russian content creator known for his daring solo expeditions into some of the most desolate forests on Earth. His YouTube channel, Bad Pioneer, documents his raw and unfiltered survival experiences in the wilderness, places that most would never dare explore alone. On February 6, 2019, Sergey set out for another adventure. This time, his destination was a secluded area deep within the Siberian forest. He had recently heard eerie stories from a fellow hunter, tales suggesting the woods concealed dark, unexplained secrets. Compelled to uncover the truth for himself, Sergey prepared his gear and ventured into the unknown. After hours of navigating through snow-covered terrain, Sergey selected a quiet, remote clearing to establish his campsite. As night descended and the forest grew darker, he retreated into his tent, hoping for rest. However, peace didn't last long. Strange sounds soon began to echo through the woods.
wide.
Distant, irregular noises that didn't resemble anything natural. Stepping out into the icy night with his camera, Sergei scanned the darkness. The sounds persisted.
О, блядь. Тихо, тихо, тихо, братан. Запыхался нахуй. Тихо. Там где-то, блядь. А ну-ка, пошли. Пошли, блядь. Лезай аккуратно.
A branch cracked nearby, and the tension escalated. He wandered deeper, driven by a mix of caution and curiosity. Then, faint but unmistakable,
О-о-о. Ты чё, блядь?
a woman's cry pierced the silence. It was coming from somewhere among the trees. Why would anyone be out here, in such an isolated forest, in the dead of night? Then it escalated. Gunshots rang out, one of them coming alarmingly close. Sergei immediately hit the ground, staying motionless for over 20 minutes as adrenaline surged. When silence finally returned, he made the decision to abandon his gear and flee the forest under cover of night. To this day, the details of what Sergei encountered remain unexplained. Could it have been a group of illegal hunters, a cult gathering, or perhaps something darker entirely? Some believe the cries and the gunfire point to human activity that was never meant to be witnessed. Others suggest that the forest is cursed, a place that repels intruders with fear and confusion. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. Sergei never returned to that part of the forest again. And if you think this was disturbing, wait until you see what happens in the next case. It was 2009, a warm summer night in rural Oklahoma, when a group of teenage boys decided to spend the evening in the woods for a casual camping adventure. Like many their age, they were full of energy, pulling pranks, experimenting with fire, and documenting their antics on camera for laughs. They had brought along a gasoline-soaked bottle and were attempting a risky stunt, joking around as they filmed the whole thing. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, but what they captured in the background would later leave them rattled.
You're putting it right in there in that corner?
Right in the center, see that?
Hey, hold on for a second. Put that. Tell us all when you are.
Okay, you ready?
Is it gonna light the couch on fire?
No, it shoots up.
Okay, put it in my phone's almost dead. Okay.
Oh, it's hot, perfect then. Most bold. Yeah. Hopefully I didn't. I've loosened it overnight. It'll take a minute. It'll start.
Fire better not go out. Me and Dax have burritos we need to cook. It's all out. It's too far. No.
Don't see Pierre do that. Suck. Let's see that. Sure with that. It's not doing right. Yeah.
Suck. Is it just leaking out the balloon?
Yeah. Suck.
Jenny. Yeah, that's hot enough to reach out the water.
It's not leaking out the bottom, is it? It's not probably. It's going. Got this thing?
Up there, has it?
No.
Except, did any of you guys throw anything else in there?
Watch.
Damn it.
Come on, before I do it.
Hey, did any of you guys throw anything else in there? Oh, there it goes. Here we go. Come on, I just right here. Come on.
you fucking split our... Yeah!
Amid the chaos of laughter and experimentation, the teens remained unaware of what the camera had accidentally picked up. In one clip, as they focused on lighting their improvised fire setup, a tall, pale figure could be seen in the background, moving silently among the trees. No one in the group noticed it at the time. It wasn't until later that night, back home, while reviewing the footage, that they realized something strange had been lurking nearby. The figure appeared distinctly humanoid, but its positioning didn't match any of the boys. In fact, everyone else was visible in front of the lens, meaning whatever it wasn't part of the group. What they had unintentionally filmed still raises questions today. Some speculate it may have been a trick of the light or camera distortion. Others believe the boys may have encountered something far less explainable, perhaps even a cryptid, a spirit, or an unknown figure watching from a distance. The video never went viral, but among those who have seen it, the clip continues to spark debates about what was really caught on camera that night. Was it just coincidence? A shadow? Or was someone, or something, intentionally watching them? Whatever the answer may be, the encounter remains one of the most chillingly unexplained moments ever unintentionally recorded on film.
What's going on? What are you doing?
Tonight, we look at 6 disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Real moments, real danger. Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying footage like this. Let's begin. Ian on YouTube is a channel run by a 30-year-old creator who has been active on the platform for nearly a decade. His videos range from casual day-in-the-life vlogs to spontaneous adventures after dark. While the majority of his content remains lighthearted and entertaining, one particular experience shook him deeply. On January 18, 2024, Ian uploaded a video recounting a disturbing encounter that occurred during a stealth camping attempt in a McDonald's parking lot located in Palm Springs, California. For context, stealth camping refers to the practice of sleeping overnight in a vehicle or makeshift setup in an area not designated for camping, often while trying to remain unnoticed. It's commonly done out of necessity, curiosity, or for the thrill. But the risk lies in the camper being completely exposed, left vulnerable to unexpected dangers nearby. Ian had been stealth camping for a while and was no stranger to harsh conditions. He had previously camped through rainstorms and even a sandstorm, so spending the night at a well-lit parking lot outside a McDonald's felt relatively uneventful to him, until it wasn't. After settling in, he laid down in the back of his vehicle, ready to sleep. But just as he was drifting off, he heard the unmistakable sound of someone attempting to open the car door from outside. Alert and alarmed, Ian sat up to assess the situation.
What's going on, man? What's going on? What's up? What's up, man? What's going on? What are you doing?
Standing outside the passenger side was a man. The unsettling part. The man remained completely silent, ignoring Ian's repeated attempts to communicate.
Hey, bro. What's up? What you doing, man? You fucking weird, bro.
Despite the unnerving nature of the situation, Ian stayed inside his locked vehicle and chose to move his car to a more concealed area within the same lot. However, that didn't end the encounter. Moments later, the same individual was seen pacing through the lot, as if searching for Ian's vehicle. Realizing the potential danger, Ian left the area entirely and relocated to a different location where he eventually got some rest without further disturbance. Still, the events of that night left many unanswered questions. The identity and motives of the man remain a mystery, and Ian never provided additional context in the video description. One possible theory is that the man may have been mentally unstable, wandering the lot in confusion, possibly unaware of his own actions. This might explain his silence and calm demeanor after being noticed. But a more troubling possibility is that his actions were calculated. He could have been attempting to break into the vehicle, assuming it was unoccupied. When he realized someone was inside, he may have shifted his behavior to appear less threatening. There's also the chance he knew Ian was in there all along and had more malicious intentions. The man's odd behavior could further suggest he was under the influence of drugs, increasing the unpredictability of the situation. Thankfully, Ian acted quickly and left before things escalated. But what if he hadn't moved? What if he'd confronted the man directly? Would the outcome have been the same, or would this story have taken a much darker turn? Hold on a sec. If you're enjoying this so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's continue. On February 11th, 2024, YouTuber Brendan Explores, known for his stealth camping content, uploaded a new video documenting a night spent in the small English village of Jaywick. This location is often highlighted in the media as one of the most impoverished towns in the country, due to its high unemployment rates and deteriorating living conditions, factors that have contributed to rising crime in the area. Brendan's goal was to see the place for himself and judge whether the negative reputation was justified. At first, things seemed promising. He appreciated the surrounding scenery and rural charm. But what started as a seemingly peaceful countryside visit quickly turned into a harrowing ordeal. Brendan began his visit by driving through town in search of a safe, discreet place to spend the night in his van. He eventually parked in a lot that seemed quiet enough, but warning signs soon appeared. Loud music blasted from passing cars, and groups of people raced down the road in front of him. As night fell, the lot emptied out, leaving him completely isolated. Concerned about being vulnerable, he decided to relocate to a more remote area, away from homes or traffic. He followed a dirt path and parked in a pitch-black, unpopulated zone, an area that felt safer in theory, but proved to be far more dangerous. Around 2 a.m., after several hours of sleep, Brendan was startled awake by the sound of footsteps outside his van. Someone was circling his vehicle.
I think someone's outside the van. Half-past 2.
Moments later, an attempt was made to open the sliding door.
Someone just tried the door.
Hey! Before Brendan could even react, a window on the passenger side was smashed in, prompting him to yell in panic. The intruder fled immediately. In his video description, Brendan speculated that the person may have been targeting a mini fridge visible on the passenger seat. Whether or not that's true, it's clear the break-in was likely motivated by theft. The fact that the person ran off after hearing Brendan suggests they weren't expecting anyone to be inside. What's especially unsettling is how this person found him. Given the secluded location, it's plausible they followed him from town and waited for the right moment to strike. Instead of trying to sleep again, Brendan made the decision to drive for the rest of the night until daylight, eventually making it home without further incident. There's no concrete proof of the intruder's motive, but Brendan's assumption that it was an attempted theft seems likely. The quick getaway indicates the person wasn't there for confrontation, but to snatch something quickly and vanish. That said, what's truly alarming is how easily things could have escalated. If the intruder had been armed or more aggressive, the situation could have turned violent, especially in such an isolated area where calling for help would be nearly impossible. Brendan's choice to leave the town might have felt safer, but ironically, the remote spot offered even fewer protections. While Brendan escaped unharmed, this encounter serves as a sobering reminder of the risks that come with stealth camping, especially when it comes to venturing too far off the grid. So the question is, what if he hadn't woken up in time? On July 30th, 2024, a well-known travel vlogger named Justin, best known for his global adventures exploring forgotten sites, decided to take on something far more sinister. His destination was an ancient fortress in Turkey called Chattaw Logs. or Devil's Castle. Perched atop a rocky cliff in the Ardahan province and overlooking the misty Childer Lake, the site carries an unsettling history of curses, rituals, and long-forgotten secrets. Justin had explored abandoned places before, but this one felt different.
All right, crew. You know the deal by now. Let's go on an adventure.
Upon arrival, everything felt eerily calm. He made the trek up to the ruins, eager to set up camp and explore the surroundings before nightfall. That's when he noticed something strange.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh no. It's a light. Is this place lit up at night? It wouldn't make any sense though. I mean, obviously the light's here, but the town is way beyond the edge. You can't even see it, so it would be lit up for... I mean, no one will be able to see it lit up. Oh, but the cables are cut. Look at that.
Power cables leading to the castle had been deliberately severed. With daylight fading, he cleared a space among the rocks to pitch his tent and light a fire. Then, realizing he had misplaced his headlamp,
I noticed that the path is lit by streetlights. Strange.
He fashioned a makeshift torch and wandered into the ruins one last time, hoping to locate it before bed. And then, a sharp, distant sound shattered the silence.
A gunshot. I didn't hear it.
At first, he brushed it off. But when more shots rang out, louder, closer, he knew something was wrong.
Guys, someone came with a gun and fired shots at the castle. They're firing shots at me.
I have two choices. Stay in the castle and hold my ground, hoping this is just some simple misunderstanding, that they think I'm some mischievous kid.
Oh, they're coming close. I left everything behind, and now I'm trying to find a safe place to go. That's them there. Where's the flashlight? Did you hear those gunshots? They don't want me here.
In desperation, he contacted a local friend who advised him to hide immediately and called the police. Within minutes, Justin learned something horrifying.
Hello, hello, hello. Merhaba.
Where are you from?
From Canada.
Canada.
You made me very slick. It's a big gun.
No,
no.
No problem.
No problem.
Turkish. Hoş geldin. You are welcome. Nereye? Aşağı mı inmiştin?
Yeah.
Çağırdık seni. Sen neredeydin?
Military police had arrived at the castle earlier, responding to a report of a suspected looter or even a terrorist. It turns out they thought he was the intruder. He was instructed to return to his tent where authorities would be waiting.
So you thought I was a... You thought I was a thief?
Yeah.
The only thing I was taking was photos. How many bullets did you shoot?
4 or 5.
4 or 5 bullets. Yeah. And then you? 3. So 5 from a pistol and 3 from a AK-47 or something similar. Exactly. I was like, what the fuck? And then I ran so fast in the dark with no light up a cliff. I could have freaking died.
What followed was surreal. Armed officers greeted him at gunpoint and then laughed it off. They declined to appear on video, but their voices were recorded as they explained the situation. They had fired several warning rounds, thinking Justin was a criminal.
Merhaba.
Merhaba Mike.
Hi guys. I caused the problem. All good, yeah?
After verifying his identity, They escorted him to a nearby hotel for the night.
When the police arrived, actually the locals had told them that there was a treasure hunter here. The locals that saw me come in, they saw a strange car park, a guy walk out with all this weird equipment. No one really does this stuff, right? And so they called the authorities. Those authorities came and then saw all the lights off in the castle. Normally there's lights. I thought that it was the lights were here to keep, you know, those damn kids out of the castle, spray painting and having sex. That's what I thought. But no, it's for treasure hunters, because if it's all lit up, the treasure hunters don't come and destroy this place. That's probably why that little cave is blasted in the side, actually, from treasure hunters destroying it. So they came here, they heard there was a suspicious guy, they ran the plates on my rental vehicle, saw it was a rental, and saw a smashed control panel down at the entrance. I saw it walking in again today. So they automatically assumed a treasure hunter came, cut all the lights, and was here just destroying the place looking for treasure.
The next morning, Justin returned to the castle to piece everything together. Locals had reported a suspicious vehicle. The lights to the ruins, typically kept on to deter thieves, had been intentionally cut. There were signs of vandalism at the entrance. It all pointed to one conclusion. The authorities had mistaken Justin for a treasure hunter. The incident could have ended far worse. In the wrong circumstances, a misunderstanding like this might have cost him his life. But the true mystery lies in the castle itself, a place already known for disappearances, collapsed tunnels, and missing artifacts. Had treasure hunters been there before? Is something else drawing people to that site? And what else has those ancient halls witnessed, high above the lake, cloaked in legend? Justin walked away with his life, but what if it hadn't been the police that found him first? Not everything that stalks these ancient ruins comes with a badge and a uniform. Ellie and Graham are a retired couple from the UK who travel the country in their camper van, sharing their journeys on YouTube. In November 2022, one of their road trips took an unexpected turn when they had to rush back home due to a family emergency. With too much ground to cover in a single day, they searched online for a place to rest overnight and settled on a small parking lot on the outskirts of a town called Altrium. It wasn't ideal, but it was their only viable option before continuing their drive the next morning. What they didn't realize was that this stop would soon become the most terrifying experience of their entire camping life. They arrived late at night, parked their van, and went to sleep around 11 p.m. Everything seemed quiet until 1 a.m. when loud music began blaring from a nearby vehicle. The noise faded after a while, and they tried to return to sleep. But then, a deafening bang came from outside their van, so forceful they initially believed a tree had fallen on it. Rushing outside in confusion and fear, they were met with a disturbing sight.
Just can't believe it. We've just been woken up with a loud bang, and you've dropped something on the floor there. Was that glass? 2 bricks, and someone's just smashed Merlin's windows while we were sleeping. So no, we don't recommend this as a place to stop. They smashed the windscreen, but Graham's hoping he can drive with that. But here's us in the middle of nowhere, with a broken window and a cracked windscreen, about 200 miles from home.
Their camper van had been severely vandalized. The windshield was cracked, the passenger window smashed, and the body of the vehicle dented. On the ground, they found 3 bricks, one of which had apparently shattered the glass. The attack was swift and silent. No one had approached the van afterward. There were no voices, no footsteps, only the damage left behind. A neighboring family in another camper van told them they had heard tires screeching right after the incident, indicating the attacker had fled the scene by car. The nature of the damage, multiple impact points but only one collision sound, led Ellie and Graham to believe the attack was carried out by a group, each person throwing a brick at the same time. There are few clues to explain what happened. The motive remains unclear. Nothing was stolen, and the attackers never made contact. Could it have been a group of locals trying to scare off overnight campers? If so, why was the other nearby van left untouched? Another theory is that the attack was designed to force Ellie and Graham out of their van, potentially as part of a setup for a robbery. But if that were the case, why didn't anyone follow through once they exited the vehicle? The most unsettling part isn't just the damage to the van. It's the psychological toll. Being targeted while asleep in a locked vehicle, without warning or explanation, left a deep impact on the couple. Although they've since recovered and resumed traveling, that night changed something in them, and the question still lingers. Why them? And what if the next person doesn't get the chance to drive away? On July 15, 2022, a YouTuber known as The Abandoned Camper uploaded footage of herself stealth camping in a forgotten cemetery dating back to the 1800s. At first, the experience seemed uneventful. She located a hidden clearing surrounded by dense trees, set up her camp, and prepared for the night ahead. With a few hours left before sunset, she wandered through the old burial grounds, documenting the gravestones and overgrown terrain. But during this exploration, something strange happened, something she hadn't expected at all. While filming, she suddenly heard what sounded like children shouting in the distance. Surprised, she looked around, uncertain of what she had just heard. She had assumed the cemetery was completely deserted. As she made her way back to camp, she caught sight of a group of kids lingering in the distance. It became clear they were aware of her presence.
Kind of party in the forest or something. Anyways, I'm heading back to my spot. That dog... Okay, so that dog kind of ruined it. Not ruined it, I shouldn't say that. The dog barking, I didn't want to disturb anybody, especially since I'm not supposed to be here. So I think I'll finish my exploring tomorrow morning. And because there seems to be still a lot of stuff here. See? I think they know I'm here. That's not good. Fuck.
The discovery left her uneasy, but she continued recording, uncertain of what might happen next. She kept a careful eye on the group while making her way back through the woods, trying not to reveal her camp's location.
Oh, I can see them. Maybe they're just walking through. I just don't want them to see where I'm going. Okay. I think they're gone.
Once there, she started a small fire to prepare her meal, but that decision seemed to draw attention. Not long after lighting the fire, she began hearing muffled voices, people walking through the forest nearby.
There are people walking around back here. They don't have headlamps on, but like I said in my last video, I do not like being around people in the middle of a forest, especially when it's dark out. So I might pack up and get out of here when I think the coast is clear.
The situation had quickly shifted from unsettling to alarming. She decided not to take any chances. Quietly and quickly, she packed up her gear and left the area before anything escalated. We never learn who those people were or what they wanted. One explanation is that the cemetery was known locally as a late-night hangout spot, and the voices belonged to teens or locals out after dark. If that's the case, their intentions may have been harmless, just curiosity or mischief. But the way they lingered without using lights and appeared after she started a fire raises unsettling questions. Were they watching her all along? Had they followed her from a distance? Or were they simply passing by and stumbled across her by accident? Whatever the case may be, she made the right call by leaving when she did. Because in a place like that, you never know who might be watching from the dark. This is Adriana. A mother capturing precious memories of her daughter Emily on a peaceful family camping trip. It was a warm, joyful evening. The kids played, laughter filled the air, and Adriana decided to record Emily on a swing, pushed by her cousins. But beneath this wholesome moment, something was watching them. Something no one noticed, until it was too late. Zooming in, a tall white figure can be seen lurking in the bushes, motionless, watching, before silently slipping out of frame. Some believed it was a person stalking the family. Others claimed it was the Rake, a pale humanoid creature whispered about in online horror lore. Still others suggested something even darker, a spirit only visible through digital lens. Was it there all along, or did the camera capture something from another realm? To this day, Adriana and her family remain haunted by that footage. No one saw anything, but now, they wonder if something had always been watching them from the shadows. So next time you're recording a happy moment, look a little closer in the background. You might capture more.
Lots of people out here.
Complete with rock inside.
Holy shit!
I don't know if y'all can see it.
Oh, stop it! Up at the key!
Tonight, we look at 6 disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Real moments, real danger. Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying footage like this. Let's begin. On February 11th, 2021, a chilling backcountry experience was documented on the Arnold Outdoors channel. An encounter that reminded viewers that the most unsettling dangers in the wilderness don't always come from nature. What began as a routine winter camping trip turned into a night of fear and uncertainty. The group ventured deep into the snow-covered wilderness outside Bend, Oregon, scouting for a remote spot off forest roads, far from other campers.
Elevation, slightly. It's getting a wee more snowy. It's not too cold though.
Could be worse.
Yep.
More chilly than what we're usually up in.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
This is freaking beautiful out here though.
Searching for a spot. There's people up here.
Oh, there's a spot there that had a fire pit.
Yeah, that's the one we said.
It's kind of too close, yeah.
Too close to this guy because he's right up here.
Yeah.
So we'll see if, when we passed, he was just sitting there. So we'll see if he's setting up camp or if he left.
Yeah.
That's the big if.
And if he left, that's home sweet home for the night, most likely.
And if he stayed, then there's another spot back down towards China. Still trying to find a spot. We found another little off-road, offshoot road. Try to see what this little sign is down here. What is that? I gotta zoom in on it with the camera to see what it is. OHV only, I think.
And more traveling.
More sagebrush.
Yeah. And it's officially really friggin' dark now.
Yeah.
So, we're in the middle of flipping nowhere. You can't even see nothing. You can see the glow of Bend, I think, back
I don't
that
think
way.
it comes through on the camera, but over there you can see the glow of Bend.
Yeah.
And over there you can see one lone little, or
Yeah.
two actually.
Yeah, you can't
That
see
looks
shit.
like maybe a fire,
Possibly.
2 or 3 miles off, and another little light way off.
But yeah, we're not going to know what this place even looks like till tomorrow. So
After driving through snow-laced trails and evaluating a few potential campsites, they eventually found a secluded clearing surrounded by pine trees, just as darkness fell. Cold but peaceful, the first night passed quietly. They built a fire, prepared food, and joked around, settling into their insulated shelters as temperatures dipped well below freezing. But around 11:30 p.m., that calm was shattered.
We won't give you our exact coordinates, but we're about 17 miles from Bend, about 7 miles from Paulina Lake, and just with those 2 descriptions, if you drew a couple of circles, you could probably pinpoint our location. Yeah.
Yeah, what was that, a gunshot?
Gunshot or a vehicle. Or Bigfoot's fucking screaming. Clear as day, dude. Sound like a vehicle on a gravel road.
Probably caught it on the camera.
Hopefully that was freaky sounding.
Ears up, yeah.
Twice, loud as hell.
Almost sound like gunshots.
It did almost sound like gunshots echoing. But there's lots of people out here.
Definitely a gunshot.
Close. Really close. Like within a mile.
Probably within fucking half a
mile. It sounds like a 22 and it sounds like it's coming from that way.
It sounds like it's coming from behind you.
It's 11:30. Someone must be going to bed. Shooting guns off before they go to bed or something.
Scare all the coyotes off.
Sounded like a 22 to me.
Kinda, yeah.
Cracky, snappy.
Or a handgun.
Yeah, but, yeah, maybe. Just seemed too snappy. It's really close though, like...
Yeah, normally I would answer, but...
Yeah.
In the silence of the night, the distant sound of gunfire echoed through the forest. At first, they couldn't be sure if it was a firearm or a nearby vehicle on gravel. But more bursts followed, and the sound grew louder. Judging by the sharp cracks and direction, the shots seemed to come from less than a mile away, possibly closer. The group tried to rationalize the situation. Perhaps someone shooting before heading to bed, or trying to scare off wildlife. But what came next turned concern into alarm. An approaching vehicle, engine revving aggressively, began moving toward their camp.
Vehicle.
It sounds like they're moving. Let's turn that off.
Yeah, go. Yeah. You want to get it?
You can do it.
Revving up. Wow. They're right fucking there, dude.
They're like driving around shooting.
Hooting and hollering and shooting. It's teenagers hooting and hollering. Kill the lights. They might shoot at us. Kill it and get low. For real. Fire! Where? It's like, fire, don't fire. God dang, right there. I'm pretty sure he said fire. The one dude said where, and then he said God dang right there.
Yeah,
pointing towards
like
our fire.
Yeah.
Like they saw our fire.
It had its headlights turned off. Voices could be heard, shouting, laughing, and then more shots fired randomly into the trees. The campers extinguished their lights and ducked low, unsure whether they'd been seen. As they listened closely, they realized the group in the vehicle had noticed the campfire and seemed to point it out. Fearing for their safety, the campers kept silent as the chaos continued. After several tense minutes, the truck eventually drove off into the night. There was no confrontation, no injury, just the unsettling reality that a group of people had been driving recklessly through the forest, firing into the dark without any care for who or what might have been nearby. But the ordeal wasn't over yet. At dawn, heavy winds swept through the camp. One of their pop-up shelters was lifted and thrown several feet, forcing the group to scramble outside in freezing temperatures to retrieve and secure their gear. Combined with the events of the night before, it added to the growing sense that their trip was spiraling out of control. What happened that night could have been a reckless group of off-roaders or hunters with no sense of boundaries. But the deliberate extinguishing of lights and the silent tension suggest the campers feared being intentionally targeted. Some speculate that the shooters may have simply stumbled upon the site. Others believe it's a sobering example of how isolation in the wilderness, often sought after for peace, can become a liability during real threats, with no cell service, neighbors, or immediate help. What if the vehicle had turned into their camp? What if a stray round had hit someone? Out here, miles from the nearest road or emergency service, one decision can determine the difference between an unforgettable memory and a tragedy. So what do you think? Was this just bad luck, or something far more dangerous? On November 4th, 2024, a video was published by a Turkish outdoor channel known for its tranquil, nature-focused content, featuring peaceful camps, solo survival trips, and quiet moments in remote woodlands. This trip followed that same familiar tone, at least in the beginning. The location was a dense forest, chosen for its isolation and serenity. As usual, the video began with routine tasks: setting up the tent, gathering firewood, preparing a meal, and relaxing as the light faded beyond the trees. The scene was calm, the air was still. The forest canopy swayed gently above, and the fire provided steady warmth as night crept in. But once darkness fully settled over the forest, something changed. It began subtly, distant snapping sounds and faint movement just beyond the glow of the fire. At first, the sounds could have easily been dismissed, a nocturnal animal, perhaps a deer or wild dog, but the noises didn't fade. Instead, they drew closer. Measured footsteps began circling the tent, shifting position slowly from one side to the other. They stopped, then started again, not rushing, not curious, just pacing.
Çok ses var Hakan. Ya ne yapacak şimdi? O sesler ne? Köpek öyle mi ses çıkarır? Ya çadırın etrafında. Ya canım bir çıkmayın değilmiş, yavaş yavaş. Lambayı da al. Al lambayı şurada. Ne yapacak ya? Silah da yok. Ver marazı kaçtı bakalım. Ya hadi. Sen de ne kadar böyle soğukkanlısın. Görmüyor musun? Bir sürü ses var. Allah Allah, bu neydi ya? Korktum ben ya, nasıl yatacağım? Ya köpek olur mu? Öyle mi yapar? Bayağı bir sürü ses de. Ayını olur mu? Bir şey var. Bakın yavaş bir çık da şuradan bak hadi.
Başka bir şey.
Elinde ışık var işte, hadi.
Korkmuyoruz da.
Uzaktan bak, öyle fazla yanaşma. Ya ne bileyim, kurtulsa kaç içeri.
Nasıl kaçacağım kurtudan?
İyi de hadi içeri gelirse?
İçeri giremez.
Soon, the tent itself reacted. Its fabric flexed inward slightly, as though something had gently brushed or pushed against it from outside. There was no chaotic energy in the movement. It was controlled, intentional. Despite their experience in the wilderness, the mood shifted. What had felt peaceful during daylight now felt hostile and suffocating. There were no eyes in the dark, no figures visible through the trees, only sound, tension, and an overwhelming pressure that something, or someone, was close, just outside, watching. For hours, the pacing continued, off and on. At times it stopped entirely, plunging the forest into an unnatural silence. That silence, empty and drawn out, felt even worse than the footsteps themselves. Eventually, the sounds ceased altogether. Whether the visitor had left or simply retreated deeper into the forest was impossible to determine. When the sun finally rose, they exited the tent cautiously, scanning the area for signs of what had been there. Nothing. No tracks, no disturbed foliage, no broken branches, just the oppressive silence, and the feeling that they had not been alone. Some speculate it could have been a wild animal investigating the camp, curious, but ultimately harmless. But others believe the slow, deliberate movements and tent contact point to something more intelligent, possibly human, or something else entirely. The lack of physical evidence only deepens the mystery. No confrontation, no harm, just presence. Was it simply nature being unpredictable? Or did something truly unexplainable pass through their camp that night? Whatever it was, it didn't want to be seen. It only wanted to be known. The YouTube channel Wander with Vickers is run by a couple who document their nomadic lifestyle, often camping out of their vehicle while traveling across the UK. Their content typically highlights quiet, respectful wild camping, with a focus on low-impact exploration and the beauty of remote landscapes. During a multi-day trip through Snowdonia, Wales, things took an unexpected turn. 7 days into their journey, after replacing several worn tires in a nearby town, they began scouting for a peaceful new place to spend the night. Using satellite imagery and recommendations from forums, they found a small lake accessible via a narrow road. A single sign near the gate requested that visitors not block access. They followed all visible instructions, parked responsibly with plenty of clearance, and noted that a local passerby had even stopped nearby to take photos, suggesting the area was frequently used by others.
It's a lovely walk though, definitely recommend it. Gorgeous views of the Nogwin and Tryfan. And this is looking quite funky as well, coming up here. Look, we found a fake rock. Why are you here, fake rock? Probably covering electrics. Yeah. Needed to know. So here we are at Lynn, Beep, and don't know what this is. They've covered up the car park, which is here. There's no longer access to the world's most perfect car camping or van spot ever. But yeah, here's our location. Very flat ground over there. I mean, we might camp there. Oh my god, that feels so nice to take the bag off. I feel like a partial hunchback, I mean. Not back. I've triple, quadruple checked about the animal situation, and no animals can get in here. They're all fenced out, so it's good.
Feeling confident in their choice, they packed their gear and headed into the hills with their dogs. The terrain was beautiful, the weather calm. Aside from a few sheep being herded at a distance during sunset, the evening passed uneventfully. They settled in, unaware that the real trouble would come at daybreak. The next morning, they returned to their vehicle and found it severely damaged.
So, coming back from the car, from our camp, I have 4 flat tyres and a smashed windscreen and a smashed window, complete with rock inside.
Poor car. Are you still on hold, babe?
Yeah. I've been on the phone for 57 minutes.
For someone who didn't want us to stay here, they've made us stay here a real long time. Strange.
Trying to get rescued from this place. The breakdown people don't cover it. So on the phone with the insurance, and it's looking like it's going to be bye-bye to the car. It's going to have to get scrapped, and I'm going to have to make a claim. But it's not going to be repaired. Killed our car, murdered it. So there's no gate access blocked at all. He saw us probably yesterday when he came in, heard the Jeep. I guess he really hates wild campers, because it's not like we're in the way of the gate, so what other reason could it be?
No, nothing was stolen from the car.
Nothing was stolen. So we made a police report, mainly just for the insurance purposes. Not that that's going to help me at all, because apparently because of the age of the car, it's just not economical for them to repair it, so that's it for the car.
I guess he wasn't strong enough to smash this one fully.
All 4 tires had been slashed. One window was shattered, and the windshield was cracked, with a large rock left behind on the front seat. None of their gear was missing. Cameras, electronics, and other valuables remained untouched. This wasn't theft. It was a deliberate act of vandalism. With no cell service and no nearby help, they spent hours on the phone with insurance providers and breakdown services. Because the vehicle was parked on private land, the damage was not covered by their recovery plan, and the insurance company labeled it a fault claim. Eventually, with the assistance of a family member and a local recovery team, they were able to retrieve the vehicle and salvage their belongings, but the car itself was totaled. The insurer deemed it beyond repair, and the vehicle was scrapped. The couple believed the damage had been carried out by a local landowner or farmer, possibly someone who had seen them walking the area the previous evening. Nothing about the car's location had violated any posted rules, but it was clear that someone had taken issue with their presence. What made the situation more disturbing was the targeted nature of the act. No attempt was made to steal or loot. The damage was precise, aggressive, and designed to immobilize them. This suggests it was more about sending a message than causing random destruction. Some suspect that local tensions over land access and wild camping may have played a role. In regions where boundaries between public and private land blur, hostility can build quietly until it erupts into action. They had camped in a place that looked safe, quiet, and peaceful, but someone nearby didn't want them there, and in the absence of direct confrontation, they chose to make their presence felt in a way that left no doubt and no options. Would you have seen it coming? Snow and Kurt, the couple behind Snow and Kurt, have spent nearly 4 years living full-time in their Mercedes Sprinter van, traveling extensively across Latin America. From remote mountain trails to major urban hubs, their journey is built on curiosity, caution, and calculated risk. But during a stop in Concepcion, Chile, that balance shifted unexpectedly. They had chosen what seemed like an ideal overnight location, a well-lit area near a modern shopping mall, surrounded by other parked vehicles. It was far from isolated. The setting felt safe, even routine. But what followed was anything but ordinary.
Alright guys, no doubt about it, our scariest moment in the van. The voice is shaking, it's taking us a minute to get the camera. Oh, you alright, Kurt?
Yeah.
Middle of the night, I don't even know what time it is. It's
not that late.
It's only 10 o'clock. I don't know if y'all can see it, but we just woke up to someone banging on the window. Our 3M security film worked, but our window is shattered. We need to duct tape this. We'll be back in a minute. Definitely our scariest moment in the van. Oh, I almost got in. Oh, I'm shaking.
Me too. Oh, wow. That was scary.
Alright. We gotta figure out what to do now. Clearly, first thing in the morning, I have to find a place to get a new window. I don't think there'll be any sleeping tonight, so I don't even really think we need to move. We're in a very lit up area, right by a very nice mall.
Cars around us.
There's cars all around us. There's cars driving by. It's not even 10 o'clock at night.
They were just trying to smash in and steal what's
Grab.
in the van.
Yeah.
Just smash and grab.
Well, I could tell you I've never saw Kurt move that fast.
Sometime after 10 p.m., the calm evening was shattered by the sound of repeated, heavy pounding against the van's front passenger side window. A man was attempting to break in. Thanks to a layer of specialized security film, the glass didn't completely give way, but it fractured under the force. The couple inside immediately initiated their emergency plan. Bright external lights were switched on, noise was made, and the van was started, ready to escape if needed.
He brought a grocery cart with him.
Yeah.
He had a grocery cart, and Snow saw him trying to escape.
Yeah, Kurt scared the daylights out of him.
And he was stumbling and fumbling and falling to get away, but these were in his grocery cart, so we don't know if he stole these from somebody else, or they were his, or they're his disguise when he gets away.
But we're going to find someone to give them to, because we weren't going to let him come back and have them. There are bad people all over the place, but there are a lot more good people. This will not put a damper on Chile for us. There's a couple of things I want to tell y'all. Our house was broken into in Orlando, Florida. The same thing. One of our glass kitchen doors shattered. This can happen anywhere. So we don't blame Chile or Concepcion. We don't blame ourselves. We were parked in an incredibly safe area that was lit up like crazy, and there were literally people 20 feet away when he tried to break through our window. Another thing I want to tell you is we planned for something like this to happen, hoping it never would. But everything we talked about that we would do if something like this happened kicked in. You know, we have spotlights that we can turn on immediately, so we flip them on. Kurt gets up, we make a lot of noise. Because for the most part, we've always figured if someone's going to try to break into our van, they just want to steal stuff. They don't want to hurt us. So if they are figuring out that someone is in the van, they're likely going to leave, and that's exactly what happened. So Kurt gets up, I flip on the lights, lots of screaming, lots of noise, and we crank the van immediately in case we have to evacuate, which we did, but not in a hurry because he ran away.
Now, one detail is we woke up to a loud boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom. I think there was 6 times. He must have been just smashing the windshield with his elbow or his fist. And the other thing that we have in place is we have security tent on our windows.
Yeah, a film that keeps them from breaking, and it worked.
The intruder, startled by the sudden activity, fled on foot, leaving behind a grocery cart and a pair of overalls, believed to be part of a hasty disguise or escape kit. No words were exchanged, no items were stolen, but the damage to their sense of security was already done. Not wanting to risk another encounter, they relocated to a 24-hour truck stop just outside town.
We made it to a 24-hour truck stop out on the
edge of town, the
turnpike just outside of town, parked up between 2 semis. It is 11:15. We're going to try to find a window first thing in the morning. We're going to try to get some sleep. I don't know how that's going to happen. We'll see you in the morning.
Wedged between 2 semis for added safety. Though physically unharmed, the emotional impact lingered. Sleep that night came slowly, if at all. The next morning confirmed the reality. The window, though still intact thanks to the security film, would need replacing. As they reflected on what happened, they recalled the rapid sequence, the loud impacts, the shadowy figure disappearing into the night. What made the event especially disturbing wasn't just the sudden intrusion, it was the location. This wasn't a remote area or hidden back road. It was a populated, well-lit space, just steps away from a public mall. There's no way to know if the man was targeting them specifically or simply seeking an easy opportunity. But the way he approached, with force, precision, and a planned escape, suggests more than just spontaneous desperation. This wasn't their first brush with vulnerability. Years earlier, their home in Florida had been broken into under similar circumstances. But this time, they were inside. Preparedness kept them safe. But it raised a sobering truth. No matter how carefully you plan, how bright the lights are, or how many people are nearby, danger can still find its way to your door. How close would it have gotten if they hadn't woken up in time? Uploaded on July 13, 2011, this gripping video from the Shaun SW channel captures a powerful reminder of how unpredictable solo outdoor excursions can become, especially when nature decides to take control. The video begins like many others in the hiking or trail running world. A solo runner is seen navigating a scenic, peaceful path surrounded by dense forest. The tone is calm, almost meditative, until everything changes in an instant. Suddenly, a massive grizzly bear emerges ahead on the trail.
Holy shit!
At first, it appears the animal might simply be crossing the path, uninterested in the runner's presence. But instead of moving off into the trees, the bear shifts direction and begins walking directly toward the person behind the camera. Its approach is slow, confident, and deliberate. There's no sign of panic or defensive posturing. This isn't a surprised bear reacting out of fear. It's an apex predator making a calculated advance. Realizing the danger, the runner begins to back away, carefully maintaining distance, never turning their back, and trying to stay calm. What follows is a nerve-wracking standoff in which every movement matters. The footage captures the raw tension between man and predator in the wild, with no narration, no music, and no special effects. Just reality unfolding in real time. After several agonizing minutes, the bear eventually stops its pursuit, allowing the runner to slowly retreat and put more space between them. No one is hurt, but the encounter lingers even after the video ends. What makes this moment especially chilling is the bear's behavior. Its calm, controlled movements suggest curiosity, territorial assertion, or even a test of dominance. The lack of aggression doesn't make it any less dangerous. In fact, it underscores how wild predators operate on their own instincts, not on human expectations. Some viewers believe the bear may have been warning the runner to leave its space, while others argue it could have been sizing up a perceived threat or simply investigating an unfamiliar scent. There was no attack, no chase. Just a moment where everything could have gone wrong and didn't. But what if the runner had stumbled? What if they had panicked and turned their back? In wilderness territory, the rules shift, and sometimes survival depends on decisions made in the span of a single breath. The True Adventure YouTube channel is run by a duo who frequently venture into remote Indonesian forests. Their videos often capture rugged survival scenarios, riverside fishing, tropical storms, and minimal gear camping in dense jungle environments. But during one particular overnight trip beneath what locals ominously referred to as a haunted tree, their routine adventure took a dark and unexplained turn. The journey began as many of their trips do. After navigating thick undergrowth and rough terrain, they found a spot beside a quiet lake and began setting up camp. The forest was still. The setting, secluded, humid, and atmospheric. As night settled in, heavy rain and wind rolled through the jungle. Despite the conditions, they focused on survival, building a fire, preparing food, and pitching their tarp. After eating, the mood remained light. The night, for a time, was peaceful.
Astagfirullahaladzim! Astagfirullahaladzim! Apa tu? Astagfirullahaladzim! Itu aku nampak apa tadi tu? Astagfirullahaladzim! Serius? Tengok asli merinding. Nah, Mang tadi? Sini aku nampak tadi ni. Nah, serius lah. Serius! Ini kemeter dan tuan kuah. Apa tu? Ini memang agak apa nih? Apa tu yang bunyi tadi tu? Tengoklah, tengok merinding dulu kuah. Tengok merinding. Tengok. Iya. Apa tu? Merinding. Tengok, pemirsa. Tuh coba merinding semua dia. Asli aku pun nampak juga tadi, entah apalah tadi tu. Aku jangan tengok langsung merinding ah. Aduh. Tunggu dulu ya, coba kita tengok. Aku masih penasaran tu. Apa tu? Buaya! Oi! Itu kita pasang bentuk, kita jual kita lagi. Tak mungkin lagi dah. Astagfirullahaladzim. Apa tu? Oh, astagfirullahaladzim. Apa tu? Apa tu? Serius? Serius dah? Apa tu? Astagfirullahaladzim. Allah.
But that calm wouldn't last. Faint sounds began to emerge from the trees. Small movements, like footsteps, just beyond the edge of their light. They dismissed it at first, assuming it was wildlife or wind moving through the jungle floor. But the noises grew more deliberate, and soon, shadows began flickering past the perimeter. Then came the most chilling moment. A pale, human-like figure darted past the outer edge of their camp, barely visible, but undeniably real. The brief glimpse was enough to trigger instant dread. Something began moving around the camp slowly, circling it in a measured, deliberate pace. Not random rustling. This felt intelligent, observant. Their fear escalated. Suddenly, another white form passed directly in front of their tent. Neither of them spoke. Their bodies trembled involuntarily. The sounds continued, steps in the undergrowth, faint brushing against the tarp, distant echoes, and yet, nothing ever entered the camp fully. They stayed frozen in place, unable to sleep, unsure whether they were being watched or hunted. By morning, the forest had gone silent. There were no tracks, no damage, no animals nearby, only a crushing, unnatural stillness. The pair packed up as fast as they could, avoiding eye contact with the tree line. Whatever had approached them left behind no physical trace, just lingering fear and the unmistakable sense that something had been near. Viewers were quick to suggest that this may have been more than just an eerie night in the jungle. Many pointed to local legends involving forest spirits, cursed trees, and entities said to dwell near lakes and grave sites. The rhythmic movement, pale figures, and overwhelming sense of dread are common traits in Southeast Asian folklore. Skeptics argue it could have been hallucination brought on by exhaustion, the jungle's echo chamber playing tricks on their minds. But for the adventurers themselves, the fear was real, and so was the presence. They were never touched, never chased, but they were never alone. Was it just the forest playing tricks on the mind? Or did they camp somewhere they were never supposed to be? That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.
Oh man. Oh.
Hey. Oh.
Tonight, we look at 6 disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. Real moments, real danger. Don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying footage like this. Let's begin. Imagine a misty, windswept day, August 10th, 2024. What began as a typical outing would soon take a disturbing turn. The story follows Grizzly Gaz, a YouTuber known for venturing into remote forests and wild camping spots. He often explores eerie woodlands, always accompanied by his dog, Fendi. Skeptical by nature and calm under pressure, Gaz rarely shies away from a challenge. But on this night, he would face something unlike anything before. At first, the trip appears normal. He finds a quiet place to set up camp as the sun begins to fade behind the trees. The evening sets in peacefully, but that sense of calm would not last.
You hear that? Someone's squeaking about outside. Right, I think I'm just going to chill out for a bit now. And we'll see you in the morning.
Once night falls, Gaz relaxes in his tent, expecting a typical night in the woods. Then he hears it.